this next speaker has been working on trying to get a building in our community where the people that are most needed, that most need those health-related things. As you probably read some things in the paper about the Bowser Pump building. At this time, I want to introduce Ms. Donita Mudd. She's really done a good job at getting the attention we need to save that building, because over there in that area, 46803, we don't have a medical facility. We don't have a police substation. And the Y does not have an indoor track for our seniors to walk. We have seniors in Phoenix Manor that will walk right across the street and go walk inside and keep themselves healthy, but we don't have that. But without further ado, let me just bring on Ms. Donita Mudd, show her some love because she's doing important things for us.
Good evening, everybody. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here tonight. A few of us, and we're hoping to add more and more people in our cause, but basically, if you live in Southeast Fort Wayne or you drive through Southeast Fort Wayne, you can see the proliferation of vacant lots. We have an excessive amount of vacant lots, and a lot of that demo happens and you don't know that it's happening until the building is gone. So it's just obvious that we need to like take a stand at some point. But some of you have probably heard the term adaptive reuse. That's basically where an older building is taken and repurposed, given a new life from whatever it was built for initially. And this is what is happening all over the country in neighborhoods, especially depressed neighborhoods that were, because those are some of the first neighborhoods with the oldest buildings, and typically they're abandoned, some of them are blighted. Our building that we're trying to save in Southeast Fort Wayne is not blighted. The mayor considers it blighted. He says the inside is blighted. But we got a chance to go in when the demolition contractors were going through for the pre-bid. And personally, I had not ever been beyond the area of when you come in the front door where the police department was there. But there's a ballroom on one of the floors. The entire floor is basically a ballroom. The offices are, basically the corridors are solid wood hallways with transoms up above that actually open. The glazing is in the windows and the panels, and just this is a building that was built 100 years ago this year. And at the time it was built, it was said that it was built with an excessive amount of concrete and steel. So as far as Indiana Landmarks is concerned, which is a statewide advocacy for historic preservation, this building is extremely sound. It's rated as outstanding, but yet our mayor wants the building to be a vacant lot so that when you drive down Creighton Street, you can see the Y. And is that necessary? And as far as you mentioned all the things that we're lacking on the southeast side of town, that's where we can have some of those things. But that thought process had not entered, it hasn't entered the mind of our mayor. And basically from the day that building, that the police moved out, it's been on their plans to demolish it. And we were told that there were public meetings, and the public meeting that they referred to was back in 2012. There was typically an annual report. There's a public meeting for an annual report that discusses all the stuff that the city is doing over an X amount of time. And in this 50-page report, on page 42 or 49, something like that, there was one paragraph that said that the plan is to demolish this building. So that was our opportunity to come to a public meeting and basically say that we agreed or not agreed. So we missed our opportunity because we don't read the little blurb in the newspaper and not go further and find that report and read the 50+ pages and, you know, determine that we need to show up. So that's some of the argument that we get from the city. But basically, just ideas of what can be in that building is, like you mentioned, the hospitals and having clinics or resources in the building. Possibly, we would like to see the possibility of some company coming in, putting their office in there. Maybe there's more space in the main building than what that office, what that company needs, and then offices could be leased to not-for-profits or small businesses, and basically have a you know, just kind of like a crutch to kind of help them get up and going and one day move out. The little small building that's a Wildcat building would be ideal for startup incubator for new business, and resources for possibly families for different situations. Some of the, maybe the SSA, whatever the term is, could have a remote location there. The one building that's a warehouse, 2-story, possibly either, like right now, Parkview, Ivy Tech, and Fort Wayne Community Schools, they're in the process of renovating Harris Manufacturing out on the corner of Cook and Lima Road. They're going to put an education center in there and have some of the medical training there. That would be ideal over in Southeast Fort Wayne, and it's in the backyard of folks that need that training. They don't have to worry about how to get out to Cook and Lima Road. You know, you take a bus, you ride a bike, you walk, and you're right there. But then in the process of all of this stuff happening, the renovation that takes place during that time, our people definitely need to be working. There needs to be like a training program whereby young people, men and women, are basically having their hand held while they go through the training process to get marketable skills, and it could be the whole gamut as far as the construction skills, someone working as a receptionist for a general contractor, maybe younger folks that are interested in architecture could be working at some of these architectural firms. But as a community, you know, we have an organization, and I'm sure there's enough not-for-profits out there or someone that would like to start a not-for-profit that could help something, you know, that type of follow-up happen. And these young guys and females that are getting in trouble, if you're making a legitimate check and you got to get up and go to work in the morning, you ain't trying to figure out how to, you know, knock somebody in the head or looking over your shoulder, you know, see whether or not the police are after you. So it's just a matter of, you know, having a program that is actually working with the folks in the community and not saying that they're going to work with them, like a lot of projects that come through here. They'll say Section 3 and you got to hire X number of folks, but we know it doesn't work like that. So as a community, you know, living in the community, we're pushing back against the mayor on his plan for demolition. And at this point, the city had to go through some extra steps to get approval to do the demolition simply because they're using community development block grant funds. Matter of fact, $530,000 is the demolition contract that they awarded. They're maybe like as close as a week or so from getting the approval from the state to do the demolition. We've been working with Indiana Landmarks, and they're willing to take ownership of the building. They found a developer that's interested in the building, but the mayor is not willing to talk to us. And we, our city council person hasn't been supportive, which is Glenn Hines. He just recently, he's kind of, you know, we're dragging him, fighting, you know, to be supportive of us. So just recently he's, you know, a little more participating in this process. But hopefully, we had a we stood outside of the Citizen Square yesterday, had a protest, had a few people out there. Must have gotten some attention because by the time I got back to check email, I had gotten a note saying, what time, when can y'all come, talking about the Indiana landmarks, when can they be here to meet with the mayor. So we're just praying that, you know, that'll come along, but it's that we're in crunch time right now. And we need people to stand behind us because the mayor sees a few faces out there and he just, you know, just blow us off. But when we got the masses, you know, saying we need to do better for our part of town and nobody else is looking to make a difference in our part of town, you know, especially if we don't speak up. So anyway, want to share that with you all. I have some little flyers that I can hand out to everyone that has a telephone number on it and some other information whereby, you know, if you guys can have your members call the mayor's office and tell them, do not bring that building down. Give us a chance. If the city doesn't want to find a developer, then let us, you know, put some pressure on some areas and even the, you know, some of the, what is that, Fort Wayne Community Foundation that was interested in finding something for GE property. So let's put some fire under their feet to say, put us on your agenda too. Find something for our area. Thank you.